Corrupting the Image by Douglas Hamp. Copyright 2011. All rights reserved. Chapter 17. The Genetics of Satan's Seed. Narrative through the eyes of the beast. The time is during the tribulation. The aliens appear as bright lights in the sky or on the globe simultaneously. Shortly after this worldwide phenomenon, their leader, who was originally born in the area known formerly as the Roman Empire, a vast area of land stretching from West North Africa up to England, and then as far as the Middle East, and who is a hybrid between man and demon, alien, comes to the scene to lead the world to accept his father Lucifer. Because of the position and influence this man holds, as well as the circles he is involved in, he knows that there are no such things as aliens. He is acutely aware that the so-called aliens are in fact demons, and he has for many years of his life attempted to harness the power of the spiritual realm of the demons in Lucifer. He thinks that Lucifer is the one who wants to give humanity freedom, and now he thinks he will lead the world to ultimate freedom, unshackled from the image of God. The man had attained everything a person could want: money, power, influence, all because of his loyalty to his master Lucifer. However, he had not been satisfied. He had lusted for more power, the ultimate power. He had desired to be like his ascended masters, to become like one of them. His father Satan realized his commitment to the ways of darkness and his lust for the greatest of all power, and because the Dark Lord's own time was short, he decided that he would be the one to receive the Lucifer strain, Satan's very own seed. Using the dark, blood-filled rituals that his order practiced, he and his followers were able to have Satan. Using the dark, blood-filled rituals that his order practiced, he and his followers were able to have Satan materialize physically. In reality, the practice was similar to what the sons of God of old had done, and even similar to how the so-called aliens had been materializing. Satan then gave him his seed, his own genetic material. With the Lucifer strain gathered, he took it and inserted the genes into his own body using recombinant DNA. Oh, how he remembered that moment, that sense of awe and power he felt even from the first moment that his father's genes were grafted into his own DNA strands. Then his RNA worked in their normal fashion, replicated the new enhanced strands. One cell at a time, he was being transformed from the inside out. With each moment that passed, he felt greater and greater strength and power flow through his body. He was literally being transformed into a new type of being. All the while, the image of the Creator was being undone. Soon the process would be complete, and every cell in his body would be transformed. Then the physical limitations that had shackled him would be completely gone. He would see directly into the spiritual realm, communicate telepathically, bring down fire from the sky, move things with his thoughts, and would even direct the spiritual host of wickedness. He would fully share the qualities of Lucifer. The seething energy of Lucifer would be completely his. The dark power would be his to command. On top of that, Satan himself possessed the man as a down payment to guide him until the transformation was complete. He was becoming the beast, the son of perdition, the seed of the serpent. The man had been well aware of the plan of Adonai, his arch-enemy, and how there would be a lifting away of millions of souls. To prepare for his attack, his cunning father had for many years spread lies via movies, alien channelers, New Age channelers, evolution, and the like, so that when the rapture did occur, the dwellers of the earth would not assume it was the work of the enemy. Rather, they would attribute it to the aliens. Satan had commanded his legions to manifest for many hours in the sky all around the world simultaneously at the moment of this snatching up. Then they would repeat the many lies they had told to the point about how they, the aliens, were taking away those who could not or would not evolve to the next level. Even details like the trumpet that the enemy said would precede the rapture, they had twisted so that people wouldn't understand it as the enemy's last trumpet of people leaving for heaven, but they would believe it to be the blast of the coming of the Maitreya, the Christ to the earth. It would announce his coming. Now the millions had been finally taken, and he, the beast, a true mingling of human and Satan, a hybrid of the kingdom of hell and earth, would come to the world to offer his guidance. With his body transforming into the ultimate hybrid and his father Satan possessing him, the world would never see what hit them. He would quickly take control of the world, which had over many centuries been preparing for his coming. He would explain to the frightened world how he was in fact the leader of the so-called aliens, and that he and his people had been observing planet Earth for a long time, waiting for the time of troubles to come. He would explain how he and his people, out of their great love for humanity, for the race that they had seeded, had been watching over them, knowing that this moment would come, and how they were now here to help. His job at first would be to convince the world of who he is. His abilities would be easily and quickly noted, for indeed he is superior to humans. His father Satan would be directing him and giving him every benefit ever known to any man, though he was no longer simply a man. With the disappearance explained and peace established, phase 2 would begin, construction of the temple in Jerusalem, a place that his father so deeply desired and for which he had prepared for so long. For there on that mount and in that temple he would finally demonstrate the greatness of his father Lucifer, and he would declare himself to be God and prove it with all signs and wonders. Now that man's technology had caught up with the dark knowledge of hell, it would be possible to demonstrate that the enemy was not the only clever one. His father Lucifer was able to make life as well. Synthetic biology, transgenics, and transhumanism, all the genius of his father. Even the virgin birth was possible to repeat because of recombinant DNA. They would show the world that the enemy was not so special or even necessary after all. They would set up an image that they would bring to life. It would breathe and speak, and with it they would enforce their will upon man, along with the 200 million army of hybrids created via the abductions. See Daniel 8:12, Revelation 9:16. However, they would also make man an offer that he could not refuse. They would offer him the opportunity to transform himself from the weak image of the enemy to the beast's own image. He, the beast, would offer his own genes, now a combination of his original genes and those of Satan, his genetic father, to humanity, so that they could mingle themselves together with him. In so doing, they would finally overcome the image of the Creator. Every last person on the planet would be transformed to no longer be according to the Creator's image and likeness, but according to Satan's. Together they would recreate the earth as it ought to be, a place without the Creator. If any would not accept such a liberating offer to transform their image, they would be exterminated, and those that did gratefully accept would be given a mark on their right hand or forehead to demonstrate that they had now forever given up the image of the enemy. But why would any refuse? Immortality, powers beyond their wildest imagination, and the knowledge of the universe awaited them. With his genes that were themselves mixed with his father Lucifer's, they could become like him. By taking the Lucifer strain, the cataclysmic changes coming upon the earth would not affect them. At least that is what Satan told him. This time they would succeed, unlike during the days before the flood. They had learned so much, and even so, the enemy was bound by a promise to never flood the earth again. Nevertheless, man's technologies, many inspired by his father, would safely get them marked beyond the time of trouble. Nothing and no one would stop them this time.